Hey guys, thanks for clicking. In this video, I'm going to continue with the shop improvement series here and show you how I made this sweet filler rod holder out of some PVC pipe and just some scrap wood. Real easy, highly functional, so stick around and I hope you enjoy the video. Another day, another project. We did the metal rack, we've done the drill holder, and now it's time to make something for my TIG welding filler rods. So they come in these little packages and that's cool and stuff, but I don't have anywhere to put those. They stay behind my welder and they're a little hard to get to right now. So I'm trying to get these up and out. Kind of a pain in the butt. And I figure what I want to do is build some more PVC organizational holders. So I'm going to chop these down. We're going to cut each filler rod in half, so they're 1.5 feet long, because who uses them when they're full length anyway? So at least I don't. And what I'm thinking is I'll have these horizontal tubes. I've seen these in other places, and I'm going to have a section of 5 right here. That way I can pull a cap off, remove a rod, put the cap back on, and they're just easy access, and I don't have to go fishing behind the welder there. So I am going to first start off by cutting these in 1.5 foot sections. From there I will end up cutting probably another 6-inch section out of them to put a coupler in. That way they're not full length and I don't lose any in there that I can't reach. So anyway, I'm gonna get started. I got my materials and I'm gonna just get the bandsaw out and just start chopping. Okay, so we've got all our pieces cut here. And I went ahead and I just took one filler rod and cut it, exactly in half. And lining this up, this is 1 foot 8 inches. I did that so I'd have just 3 exact even pieces with no scrap on a 5-foot section of PVC. Anyway, throw that in there, and obviously you can reach in there, but it makes it a little bit more difficult. So what I want to do is take off a section, and what I plan to do is have a coupler in that section with a cap on the other end. And what that'll do is when the coupler's glued on this end, I can pop this whole section off and just have the actual filler wire extending out, making it easy to grab. And then also in the case that you use a little bit of filler material, the piece becomes at least a little shorter. It can go back in this tube, and then what I'm going to do on my super short pieces that I save, I'll build like a little holder for my wall here, and that'll be its own separate deal where they're all mixed together. So for now, I think what I'm going to do is take off, either do my cut at probably what I think is most comfortable. It's probably going to be about 7 inches, and just do another cut, clean up the ends, and then from there I can start gluing and figure out how I want to mount this. All right, we have all of our pieces cut, and it's time to figure out the mounting situation. So what I'm thinking for this is, it's a little low tech, little, maybe a little cheesy looking, but I've got a bunch of scrap plywood and some 2x4s, so I'm just trying to save cost here. So this has an outside diameter of 1 3/4, so if I get a 1 3/4 hole saw, I can cut a piece of plywood, like cut a hole, like say 6 holes in that plywood in 2 sections, so, and then have a piece of board backed up right here and then against this, and that would keep it isolated that way. Have the 2 sections of plywood like this, and then like a 2x4 on top somehow, attached to either end, and then screw the 2x4s up underneath my workbench here, or my shelf, and that would keep it isolated because I want to make sure it's, doesn't move front to back. So this, obviously wouldn't work if my coupler, if I just leave it, don't glue it on this end and just, where you pull it off with it. So that's why I think I want to glue the actual coupler to this section and then just sandwich that wood together. So what I'll have to do is glue one section here, and then go ahead and assemble everything, and then glue the other section. Then it's kind of like it's just in there. I could make this out of metal if I really wanted to spend some extra time and make it super clean, but it's not really something you're going to see, and the idea is that it disappears, and I just want to save some money. So that's why I think I'm going to go with wood, keep it as simple as I can, and as cheap as possible. But you definitely could do the same premise with metal, which would be pretty cool, but that's not what I'm going to do. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and get the hole saw out and start drawing it out on some boards. See how this goes. All right, home stretch here. So we have just the little hangers here, just some scrap boards. And this is I'm gonna have a coupler on one end of these extending out, and then this is the slot in which the cap is gonna go over. And in between the two, holding it, is gonna be this pipe with one of the caps on the other end. So you're gonna notice I'm only gonna install 5 of these right now because I only have 5 couplers, so I'll have to wait on the 6th, but I can assemble that when it's on there. Just it'll be a little bit more tricky, but not a big deal. So as of now, I'm gonna go ahead and start prepping tubes with their caps. I'll use the cement primer, and we'll get it going. Okay. Good God. This is embarrassing. This is in fact the messiest stuff known to man. Alright, so the way I have this organized, this is my front plate, this is my rear plate, and what we're going to do is drill from underneath and put some screws in here. So I'm going to go ahead and just, while I have a little extra space, is put my pilot holes in. Make this a little easier on myself. Should make things easier. Okay. Back to primer. Start getting these assembled. This is going to go on the rear. Why is this so messy? See, once keep some tension on them, then they can't go forward or backwards. So I'm going to go ahead, hang this thing up there. Alright, here you have it. The completed system, short of one that I have to go just get a coupler for and finish that thing up. But I went ahead and reorganized this thing and got all of my filler rods in here as needed. So ER309, 70S2, silica bronze, 4043 aluminum, and 3/16 and 045. So that one's going to be for some thicker ER70. This is the main stuff I use though. So just to access it, you just give a quick twist and pull, cap comes off, and you can see I have all the filler rods in here. I went ahead and cut them all down. So slide the cap on, easy as that, sealed up, nice, easy to find. No, you don't have to move anything, it's all just right here. So figure out what you want, pull the cap, grab a rod, put it back on. Real simple, something I've wanted for a long time, so I'm glad I finally just went ahead and spent the 30 bucks on some PVC and made it. So anyway, hopefully you guys can use this in your shop. Definitely if you guys are doing any TIG welding, this is going to be something a battle you're going to be facing all the time, because with a tight area, I just haven't really made a spot for those filler rods to sit, so they just kind of hung out in the back of the cart, and I wanted to move them from there. So that's where I got them now, and that's where they're gonna stay. So other than those, like I've mentioned, I am gonna build a smaller filler rod holder for like my pieces of scrap here, and these will get down to maybe about 8 inches or so. So it'll just be like a little tube, maybe angled off my workbench or something like that. Keep it real simple. But we won't do a video on that. That's you guys understand how to do this stuff. Alright guys, that does it for this one. I'm going to wrap it up here, and if you guys haven't already, definitely hit that subscribe button for more shop updates and motorcycle videos, whatever I'm working on, whatever I'm doing. I'm going to try to make a video of it and put it out there for you guys. And lastly, if you guys want to support Brickhouse Builds even further, hit up my website and you can find hoodies and hats and t-shirts and whatnot up there. So they're available for purchase and they'll ship right to your door. But anyway, any and all orders are greatly appreciated. I appreciate you guys watching the video and sticking with it this long, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.